Got a messy table. It's got crumbs on it and stains and scrapes and hair and an elephant now, just for a little extra spice. It feels weird to not have anything in front of me, so I want to have something. I don't know. Maybe I have autism or something. Anyway, yeah. Where have I been? Where's the podcast been? 2025, we kind of missed out on the entire year. So this year, 2026, I want to bring it back to life and see wherever it goes. And it's a little different this year, obviously. Different setting. Emily's not here. She's here. She's upstairs, trying to sleep. And right now when I'm filming this, she's actually getting ready to pop. So maybe by the time this is out, we'll have a newborn baby, and we can talk about that. That's right. Yeah, she got pregnant this last year, and she's due any time this month, any time within the next month. Yeah. Anyway, so I still feel like I am passionate about doing some kind of this where I talk about the things that I've learned, just in hopes that if there's any value that it can provide for someone, that it's there. And I don't want to do it to like, I figured out how to husband and I figured out how to father, and if you do these 3 things, you'll be a better husband and father. Like, I probably got some of those, but like, I want to keep it all authentic and like in the frame of, I've been married almost 5 years. I know that's not a lot, but I'm 24. And so here's the thing. I did the thing that all the conservatives are telling you to do. So I did the like, get married, have kids, and like buy a house and like live happily ever after. That's kind of what it feels like it's sold as. I did that thing. And so I just feel like I just want to offer that to everyone and be like, hey, I did that. This is kind of what it looks like for me. Not that that's good or bad, but just like, this is what it is. And here's my perspective on things. And maybe if you're like a young guy and you want to be a father, or you're a woman and you want to know like a man's perspective, being a young husband and father. Anyways, that's all I'm trying to provide, is just my perspective. I'm not trying to prescribe anyone with anything. I'm not trying to tell people what to do. Just here's my perspective. Here's my opinion on things. Because ultimately that's all we know. And so I can't tell people what they should or shouldn't do. It's just, I've done certain things and I know what has worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. And so that's what this is all about. So 2026, me speaking to camera about what is currently going on in our family, what has gone on, things that I've learned, stuff like that. So this opening episode, I guess you can call it season 2, I'm talking about 2025, the things that I've learned in 2025. 2025 was a hard year for me, specifically as a husband. I feel like I've learned a lot, and we're kind of finishing off the year in a good place. Like, I feel like Emily and I are friends again. It felt like there was a period where we weren't. And we started the year with Emily going to school. She was going to cosmetology school. I'm not sure where we left off, so I'll just fill you guys in real quick. Emily was going to cosmetology school. Her mom came in from Oregon to try to help with the kids, to watch the kids while Emily went to school so I could still go to work. And eventually, I think it was like 3 months into her mom being here, there was just a lot of conflict and it didn't work out. I wasn't in the right space to have someone else in our home. I didn't realize that. Especially Emily's mom, the mother-in-law. You know what I've learned? I don't really have anything against her. I've just learned to not let her affect me anymore. And she used to affect me, I think. And it just wasn't good for her to be really close to us in our house. That's a whole nother episode. We can talk about that dynamic, the things that I've learned from that. And honestly, like the things that I've learned about being a husband would have helped in that relationship too. But eventually Emily's mom left. She chose to go back home. I guess she went to Oklahoma. She chose to leave. And so then it was fine. It worked for us. I mean, I just stayed home and helped with the kids. I say helped with the kids like they're not my responsibility. I watched the kids while Emily would go to cosmetology school. And that worked for like a month. And then Emily got pregnant. And then like I think she went to school for maybe another month or so. And then she ended up being pulled from school basically because she was going to school through the VA. They were like, yeah, you can't be pregnant and go to school. That's a whole nother thing too. But she stopped school and then she was stay-at-home mom again. And yeah, there was some conflict that I don't know. I shouldn't be too specific, I guess, but like there's just some stuff that happened that I think are a result of me not understanding who I was supposed to be as a husband. And not to say that she didn't have any part to play in it, but I'm responsible. I'm 100% responsible for my half. So even though there's two of us, I can't control her. And that's another thing that I learned. But I'm responsible for what I can do. And part of that, yeah, I guess a lesson for me in that was I can't control her. Not that I was trying to, but I was in a way. And I think that sounds bad because it's like, oh, I was being controlling. And I think people see that as like, you don't let someone leave or you don't let someone do whatever. You make them delete certain apps from their phone. You make them like do certain things or whatever. Like you're just like, you got to do these things. And I don't think I was like extreme with it. I would say that I was probably more controlling than I realized. And I think the way that it came out was me trying to control how Emily felt. I feel like that was probably the biggest thing, was like I didn't want Emily to be sad. I didn't want her to be angry. I didn't want her to be upset with me or whatever. And so I wanted to control that. I'm like, okay, you're mad with me. Obviously, we need to have a conversation. We need to communicate. And so I have to talk with you to figure out what this is that you're feeling so that I can like help fix it. And so like, I feel like that's not really a way that we can see that we can be controlling, but I was definitely being controlling in that way. Like we would have some kind of argument or whatever. And she would be, from my perspective, at least, irrational about something. And what I've learned is when someone's being irrational, that's not the time to have a conversation with them. So I had to learn that, like when she's being irrational, and it's true, like during pregnancy, I think women, and I'm a backup. I'm not going to say all women. I'm just going to say during pregnancy, Emily can be a little emotional and irrational sometimes. I think she would even acknowledge that. Not that that's good or bad. It's just part of it. So like some things she'll just like overly cry about, or something she'll just get really angry about. And it's not my job to control how she feels about things. It's not my job to fix it. My job is to love her. And so like, I just have to, whatever she's feeling, my responsibility doesn't change. I'm not like, oh, now I gotta make sure that she's good to go. Like, no, I gotta love her through it. She's mad at me. Okay. Like, it's okay to be mad at me, you know? You're sad about something. Like, I don't have to fix that. I'm sorry you're sad, you know? And just be a friend in that. And I think that's the one thing that friends do well, that husbands and me, like, let me take it back to me. That's the one thing that I could see myself doing well as a friend and not doing well as a husband, is as a friend, you have someone who's crying and you comfort them, or you have someone who's angry and you're like, dude, that sucks. Like, can't believe you're going through that. Or they have some kind of praise and you're like, yeah, you know? But then like with Emily, I was like, oh, you're sad? Like, let's talk about why you're sad. Oh, drink water or whatever, whatever my solution was, like, you should do that. And then if she didn't take that well, I'm like, well, hold on, like, you got to do this and you got to do that. And like, it's just too much for her. And she doesn't want me to fix her all the time. She doesn't want to feel like a problem. She just wants to be loved. And I think the most recent example I can give is today. I was going to the gym. I was headed back, actually, and there was a couple cars parked right out front of our house. And so I pulled over and like went out to ask these people, hey, what's going on? And they get out of the car, they walk up to me, and I'm like, you guys good? Like, what's going on? And they're like, oh yeah, we just, we have a bad alternator or something. And it turned into this whole conversation. They were like, oh, what church do you go to, And then we just kind of had a whole conversation. I was out there for like maybe close to an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. And I just left my phone in the truck because I didn't think I'd be out there that long. I thought it'd be like, I hop out, they're like, yeah, we need to jump. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got you. And then we jump, and then like, or they need whatever. And I thought it'd be quick, and ended up taking a long time. Emily was calling me and texting me while I was out talking to these people, and I had no idea because my phone wasn't on me. And she was freaking out because my location said that I was at home and I wasn't, or she couldn't see me. Like, I didn't walk in, my car wasn't in the parking lot. And so she's like, where is he? And she's trying to text me and call me, and I'm not answering. So she thought I died, which, here's the part of being irrational that I was talking about earlier. She thought I died. She thought that I picked up a homeless man to give him a ride, because that's something I've done, and that he killed me and then like took my truck or something. Anyway, so after this conversation with these people, I'm walking up to the house, and Emily walks out and she's yelling at me. She's like, what the heck, where were you? And I was like, what? Like, what's going on? And then I kind of figured like, oh, maybe she was like trying to text me or call me, like maybe something's going on. And it would have been really easy in that moment for me to like be like, why are you yelling at me? And then like get defensive, right? And like, she's angry, that's a problem, and like now I got to solve that or whatever. Like, there's no reason for you to be angry at me. Like, I wasn't gone very long. Like, you should have done this, you should have done that, whatever. But instead I was just like, hey, I'm really sorry. Like, I should have had my phone. And I acknowledge that like she's being irrational. She just needs a hug right now. Like, she doesn't need me to like tell her she's crazy for thinking that I died or anything. Like, she just needs me to be like, hey, I'm okay. Like, I'm really sorry that happened. And like within 5-10 minutes, she was laughing about it, where normally I think a year ago I would have got defensive. Like, why are you getting mad at me for that? Like, you're being crazy, blah, blah, blah. And that would have started a fight. And then I would have been like, I'm not in the wrong. Like, I was out there helping people. And I would have been like, then that would have started a fight. And so instead of me being concerned with being right, I was like, dang, and maybe that's a bad example because I was kind of wrong in that situation. I didn't have my phone. Or maybe that's just a perspective shift, right? I know what I'm responsible for. And I was like, I can't control how Emily felt. I can't control that she's pregnant and she's got hormones, and she's got trauma that she's dealing with, and she's got being a mom, and she's got stress and all that stuff. I can't control how her environment affects her, but I can control how she affects me. I forgot what the point was, but yeah, not letting her affect me. Oh, is about control. Yeah, so I don't have control over her. I have control over myself. The other practical way, I guess, the mindset shift that I had to have for this control thing is giving her control back. And not that I had it ever in the first place, but just like I guess, verbally giving her control. So here, like, I'll just give it a stupid example. She says, like, do you think I should, or she asked me for my opinion on like what she should do about something. Let's say, so let's say Amazon, right? Like, she wants to buy something on Amazon because she's been doing nail stuff, right? And so, like, normally I think she would have asked, hey, can I buy this like nail kit or whatever? And I would have been like, no, that's way too expensive, don't do that, or whatever. But now with this mindset shift, I say, if you think that that's a smart decision, go ahead. You know, like, and completely giving that decision over to her. And that, I think, that allows the consequences to be hers too. So if she makes a bad decision, she can't blame me for it. And I think that this kind of helps. It helped us with like a victim mentality. So you can't be the victim anymore if you're in control of your own decisions. And so it's something I have to do, right? I have to take responsibility for my decisions. And it's something that she has to do. She has to take responsibility for her decisions. And if I try to control her decisions, then all of a sudden she can blame me for the outcome. But if she is responsible, so she buys something, right? And then it's like, hey, now we don't have any money, or we have like credit card debt. And, you know, I guess it's to an extent, like she still has control over her decisions. And that doesn't mean that I can't say anything about it. Like, I could say, hey, like, we don't have much money right now. The decision's up to you. I'll give you some context on like what I think. But the decision is yours, right? Like, it's not about like, I'm just going to sit back and say, you pick. Like, it's like, the decision is yours. And I have to be okay with the consequences too of that, right? Like, cause I'm giving her if I give her complete control over her situation, I don't give any context. I don't give my opinion. I have to be like, I let her make that decision. And so if she makes a dumb decision, like, that was my decision too. Like, I just let her. It's like, this is why I love kids, is because the analogies are just there, like nonstop, just kid analogies. And having 3, it's just like gonna get better. But if I were to give one of our kids a knife, it's like, that would be a dumb decision, and I would the consequences I would be responsible for that. If I told Phoebe, you decide if you want to have cake or you want to have broccoli with dinner, I have to be like, okay, I gave her that choice. And that's a whole nother topic, right? Being parenting and giving your kids too many options. But with a spouse, I think it's helped me to kind of be a better partner by clearly giving Emily the decisions and then saying, like, yeah, that's your decision and the consequences are yours too. So she buys the nail stuff and now she's making money with it, you know? It's like, that was fully her decision, and now she gets to enjoy the benefits of that. So the consequences were good, right? So she made a decision and she gets to be like, I made that decision. And that's awesome. And that way, it's like, if I would have made that decision for her, or if I would have like inadvertently pushed her towards a certain decision, then like, if I would have inadvertently said, or inadvertently made her like choose not to buy the nails, then she can like complain about it to me, you know? Then she could bring it to me and be like, I would have been good with nails and I can't believe you didn't let me do that. Like, you're so controlling. Not that she does that, but like, it would have put me in a bad position, because I didn't give her the room to make her decisions. And so I had to learn that. And that's all a part of control, like being controlling. Because if you would have asked me a year ago, are you a controlling husband? Or if she would have accused me of being controlling, I would have been like, no way. But I just didn't understand what that meant. To me, it was like, oh, you're saying that I don't let you go anywhere, and that I don't give you a debit card or whatever, and I tell you, like, I give you your structure for the day, and like, I don't let you make any decisions. When for me, it was like, I was controlling her emotions, and then I was influencing a lot of her decisions in a way that I didn't even realize I was doing it. whether it's like she wants to change her hair. I think that's like, women try to ask you as a man, like, or as their husband, like they'll try to ask you if they can do something as a way of like testing your how much of a grip you have on them. And then it's like the firmer you grasp them, like the more they want to push against it. And Emily's been great. Like, I mean, she's responsible for her decisions, and that does mean that she can make bad decisions, but I mean, that's part of marriage. Like, I don't have control over her, and I can influence her. If she asks me for my input, I can provide it. But if she wants to make a dumb decision, then that's, she's probably gonna face the dumb consequences. And the same thing for me. So that, anyways, I'm kind of like repeating myself, but essentially what it means is you can't be a victim because you're in control. And I think there's probably a lesson there for everybody. Like, if you realize that all of the decisions that you make are yours and you don't let anyone make decisions for you, then you can't blame anyone else for the consequences, right? If you choose to do something and something bad happens because you did that thing, you can't be a victim. If at the beginning you're like, I'm choosing this thing and I'm accepting the consequences of whatever it is. It's consent. You're consenting to whatever the consequences are. Anyway, that was like one of the lessons that I learned. And the analogy that I have for it is, it's like, for husbands at least, it's like you're holding a butterfly, or like it's like you're holding a hand out and then a butterfly chooses to land in it, right? And that's a beautiful thing. And you get to like look at it and it's so pretty. But if you try to close your hand, then it's like that ruins the experience, because now you're forcing the butterfly and you're probably hurting it. But if you allow it to make its own decisions when it's just sitting in your hand, that makes the experience that much better than you like forcing it to be there. And we can go into that deeper too, with like what that means for divorce. Like, are you saying that the butterfly leaving is divorce and you're just supposed to let the butterfly leave? That's a whole nother thing I'm still trying to figure out. And like, again, I'm almost 5 years into this. I don't have it figured out, right? I'm just offering where I'm at, and maybe in a year my perspective on it will change. I'll be like, dude, that butterfly analogy was garbage. Yeah, and maybe it is, but that's just that's the way I'm seeing it right now. That's the way I think, like, allowing God to work through me, allowing him to mold me into a unique human being. That's where I'm at right now. That's the shape that I'm taking right now as he's molding me. And that's kind of the perspective that I have right now. It can change. And you guys will get to see that. You'll get to see my perspective shift. So if you disagree with me on something, like, you can comment it or whatever, and I will read it, and you could change my perspective. And I'm very open to having my perspective changed. I think I have a lot of good answers. I think I've thought about things a lot. And so I feel like I have a pretty firm understanding of my perspective. And so I think, like, if you just say one sentence, it's probably not going to change my mind, but I'm willing to think about things, is my point. That doesn't make me hard-headed just because I feel like I'm right. Yeah. Anyway. That's probably the biggest thing that I've learned this year. There's more, right? There's more that I've learned. There's more that I want to provide and verbalize. And I want to get better at this. Like, talking by yourself, that's a hard thing. And doing it in a kind of a presenting way when there's literally no one here. I mean, it's not even daytime. I'm shooting this at night. There's a light right there just shining at me. Like, everybody's asleep. It's 11 o'clock. Okay. I want to get better at this. I want to get better at recording videos of me just communicating an idea, something in here, and just like packaging it up in a way that's somewhat understandable for people. There's a lot of people that love me, and I know you guys are watching, and I really appreciate that. I love you for watching and listening to me for 30 minutes. I also don't talk to people that much. And so this is a way for friends and family to kind of hear where I'm at and where I'm at in life. 24 with 2.5 kids, 2.9 kids. We're almost there. Marriage, I think we're going strong. And I'm really proud of Emily and how far she's come. I'm really proud of myself and how much I've changed. Do I think we have it figured out? Yes. Yeah, we got it figured out. That's the thing. It's like marriage is really easy to understand and like communicate, but then in practice is a little difficult. It's kind of funny, just at the end here. Emily and I were just like going back and forth, kind of like poking fun at each other, and Phoebe thought we were fighting. And so she's like, stop fighting, apologize to each other right now. And we had to stop and tell her, like, we're not fighting. And then I was like, yeah, Phoebe, we don't fight anymore, so it's boring. So we have to like create these synthetic arguments in order to spice things up, which is kind of true. One of the kids just woke up, probably talking too loud. Sherbert's gonna go cuddle with his mom now. But yeah, I should probably end it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. I'll be back. I'm hoping to do this weekly, and might switch up the set, record in different locations, play with lighting and stuff. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys listening. It means a lot. If there's anything you want to hear me talk about, any questions that you have, let me know. I'm guessing most people who are listening have my phone number or can DM me on Instagram or whatever. I will probably get it, and I'm willing to talk about things. I'm willing to be open. I'm an open book. Like, wherever this goes, it's not up to me. I'm just feel like I'm doing my job, you know? I'm communicating what I've been taught, what I've been learning. And wherever it ends up, that's not really up to me, you know? So, love you guys.